Have you ever noticed your mind replaying the same situation over and over again? A conversation, a mistake, something someone said. You tell yourself, I'm just trying to figure it out. But hours later, you are not clearer. You are more tense, more drained, and more stuck. That is often the difference between reflection and rumination. Reflection helps you understand. Rumination keeps you trapped. And one reason rumination is so powerful is that it feels like control, even when it is keeping your nervous system activated. Rumination is the mental habit of repeatedly thinking about a problem, painful event, fear, mistake, or uncertainty without reaching emotional resolution. It often sounds like, what if I handled that wrong? Why did they say that? What does this mean about me? How could I have prevented this? What if this happens again? At first, rumination can feel useful. It can feel like you are preparing, protecting yourself, or making sure you never get hurt the same way again. But the brain does not always distinguish between solving a problem and repeatedly reactivating a threat. So while part of you may believe, I am thinking this through, your body may be experiencing, this is still happening. Your heart rate may stay elevated. Your muscles may stay tense. Your sleep may be disrupted. Your mood may become more anxious, irritable, or discouraged. The mind is trying to create certainty. The nervous system is trying to create safety. But rumination often gives neither. One reason rumination is so difficult to stop is that it gives the illusion of control. When something feels emotionally unresolved, uncertain, or threatening, the brain wants an answer. It wants closure. It wants to know, why did this happen? What does this mean? How do I prevent this from happening again? How do I make sure I am okay? That desire makes sense. The problem is that many emotional experiences cannot be solved through more thinking alone. Some experiences need grieving. Some need acceptance. Some need boundaries. Some need repair. Some need self-compassion. Some need time for the nervous system to come down. But rumination keeps the mind circling the same material, hoping that one more round of thinking will finally produce relief. The relief usually does not last because the underlying emotion has not been integrated. A helpful question is this thought process helping me move forward, or is it keeping me emotionally activated? Reflection usually has movement. It helps you learn something. It helps you take responsibility without attacking yourself. It helps you identify what matters. It helps you decide what action, if any, is needed. Rumination usually has repetition. It circles the same fear. It replays the same scene. It asks questions that cannot be answered with certainty. It increases shame, anxiety, resentment, or helplessness. Reflection leads to clarity. Rumination leads to emotional exhaustion. Underneath rumination, there is often an emotion that has not been fully processed. Maybe fear, embarrassment, anger, disappointment, guilt, rejection, powerlessness. The mind may keep replaying the situation because the body has not yet felt safe enough to complete the emotional experience. This is why telling yourself, just stop thinking about it, often does not work. Rumination is not only a thinking problem. It is often a nervous system problem. The goal is not to shame yourself for ruminating. The goal is to understand what the rumination is trying to do for you. It may be trying to protect you. It may be trying to prevent future pain. It may be trying to restore a sense of control. It may be trying to make sense of something that felt overwhelming, but protection can become a prison when the mind refuses to let the body return to safety. So what can you do when you notice yourself ruminating? Start by naming it gently. Instead of saying, I'm being ridiculous, try, my mind is replaying this because something still feels unresolved. Then ask yourself 3 questions. First, what emotion is underneath this thought loop? Second, is there a real action I need to take, or am I trying to think my way into certainty? Third, what would help my nervous system feel safe enough to let this go for now? That last question matters. Sometimes the next step is not more analysis. Sometimes the next step is breathing, taking a walk, writing down the lesson, talking to someone grounded, setting a boundary, apologizing, resting, or reminding yourself, I do not need total certainty to move forward. Rumination often says, if I keep thinking, I will finally feel safe. But healing often begins when you realize, I can create safety without solving every uncertainty. That does not mean ignoring problems. It does not mean avoiding responsibility. It does not mean pretending something did not hurt. It means recognizing when the mind has moved from helpful reflection into repetitive threat rehearsal. There is a difference between learning from the past and living inside of it. So the next time your mind keeps replaying the same problem, pause and ask, is this helping me understand or is this keeping me activated? If it is helping you understand, stay with it gently. But if it is keeping you stuck, it may be time to shift from analysis to regulation. Because sometimes the mind does not need another answer. Sometimes the nervous system needs a signal that you are safe enough to stop replaying the threat. And that is where real emotional freedom begins.